Cheers to another year of life, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
Oh goodness. You know, I was expecting this week to not be busy. This week up until this week has been relatively slow, pretty much. I think, really.
And then it became a circus.
Yeah. Then it went full on clown shoes. What the fuck? Ladies and gentlemen, the last 48 hours has been goddamn clown shoes of a week of a fucking time. Full on just at every turn it has been a full on clown show, and I hope you guys enjoy. Today is a special day. It's my birthday. I now turn 36. Ugh.
Cheering on that with some Dragon Ember.
Yeah, CD here, the resident connoisseur, has himself a nice drink with him today. I'm not allowed to drink for medical reasons. That might actually take me out if I did. So
so I'm doing the honors for you.
Much appreciated. All right.
Some multi-fruit and honey wine.
Ooh,
It's very nice.
That sounds tasty.
It's a mix of honey wine, and then the fruit part is cherry, currant, elderberries. So, yeah.
If we had Kylie here, I'd make a bet about how many glasses of wine she's going to go through before the show ends. But she ain't here, so I can't make that bet. Normally, I'd be up for that. That would be a pretty fantastic bet. How many glasses of wine will Kylie get through before the show ends?
It's a nice bottle.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. So, not much happened for me this week, honestly. It's been a pretty easy week. I will comment on one thing, though. So, we talked about we talked a few weeks ago about how Octopath changed hands publisher-wise, right? They went from, I think it was like Nintendo to like Square Enix or something.
Yeah.
Or whoever had it.
Yes.
So,
yeah, I think that's right.
So, okay, cool. That happened. And within weeks of that happening, Square Enix has already put the game on sale on the Nintendo eShop for half off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not Nintendo as a publisher, that's for sure.
Nintendo would never.
Although I thought Nintendo only does that for their own games. But apparently, it doesn't really matter.
Nintendo ain't marking shit down if they don't have to, because they know people will pay it. We don't have to mark our shit down. You gonna buy it. You gonna pay for it. You gonna buy it regardless. Doesn't make a difference. So that was cool. I ended up grabbing a digital because I wanted to be able to play it on this one. So half off, I can afford that. I've been wanting to go back and replay the original Octopath. Anyways, I haven't touched that game since 2019. So I feel like I want to go back and really understand it a bit better. I don't feel like my understanding of the game was nearly as good as it can be.
Can't wait to put in those 60 to 80 hours again. Huh?
Yeah, I got time. I got nothing but time, baby. Nothing but time. We here. I ain't going anywhere. News ain't going anywhere. You ain't going nowhere. We here. We here.
You're here for sure.
Buddy, I'm locked in. We're locked in. That's it. That's all there is. We're the seatbelt is on. The safety straps are on. You got the damn thing they put over you when you're on a roller coaster. The
harness, safety harness.
Yeah, the safety harness is on. You ain't getting out of this seat, homie. You already locked in, baby. It's too late. The roller coaster's already started moving. You can't stop it now. You heading up the hill. You can't back out. Yeah. You already locked in. So that was cool. I'm waiting for it to get here today. I ended up picking up No Man's Sky physically. Amazon had it on sale for PS5 for $20. So I said,
neat.
fuck it. As much as we talk about the fucking game on this show with all the content they keep doing,
probably still has a few years of updates left in it.
Yeah. You know, that wouldn't even really surprise me. They'll probably keep supporting it up until they put their new game out.
At least, yeah, that's likely.
That's what I would imagine they do. They would keep on like pushing out stuff until they get their new game done, and then maybe they transition to working on just the new game and.
Yeah, maybe, or at least do smaller updates for No Man's Sky and more for the new one.
Yeah, just do like bug fixes and shit. All that.
You will see. I mean, wouldn't surprise me that if they kept on doing content updates with No Man's Sky still, even if maybe on a smaller scale or more spaced apart.
Yeah. So that was cool.
Neat.
I don't have a lot else other than that because I haven't been able to get a lot of us done. I got kind of taken aback by some health things these last handful of days, so that kind of kicked me in the nuts and slowed me down for a few days. But I did get some more Tales done, and I had a bad feeling this game was going to go Soylent Green on me at one point. It did not go full Soylent Green. It's just it's just that the people are alike. The people are alike. I'm not adding context to that statement. If you want the context, fucking play the game. But the people are alike.
Yeah. Play the game or watch your playthrough of it.
Yeah, because you know I'm gonna see the end one way or another. So that's been cool. The way some of these boss fights are, I'm like, fuck. Why is this a boss? God damn. Like I've been like trying really hard to like do things like so. I continue finding the owls. I got some like new outfits for like outfits, like different colored armors and stuff. I have all these different accessories. I think I showed you one of the screenshots of like Alphen, the Alphen I now use, who just has like demon horns and demon wings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's Alphen now. That's Alphen now. That's just who he is. So he is the demon. He is in fact
it's the typical Tales tradition of having outfits and attachments of all kinds.
This game doesn't do titles, does it? Does this game do titles?
I don't think it does titles like that. No.
Okay. I didn't think so because I hadn't seen them come up at all since I started playing, and I've already put a decent. I've put like a decent amount of time. I mean, not a lot, but you know, I'm close to like 20, like 15, 20 hours now. So I think I put a decent amount of time into an RPG at 20 hours. I feel like I can make that statement. So.
Yeah, but
that's cool.
Each game has a bit of a difference there. How they do that.
Met and now have Kasara and have had Kasara on my team, and some of her burst attacks are absolute madness. Holy sh! I didn't know you could build a character on just having a shield and then have this bitch do all kinds of ridiculous shit with it. I'm like, oh, so you just ended the world. Like, some of these attacks, I'm like, oh, okay, game over, world ended, we win. Renan versus Danon? No, Kasara wins, game over, the world explodes. That's what happened here, ladies and gentlemen. There is no Renans versus Danons. It's Kasara showed up, threw her shield into the Earth's core, and we all died. So
she can block everything, even the continued existence of the universe.
Yeah, she blocked the continued existence. Yeah, basically.
She puts up the shield, denied.
Like I know people get like people have always made the joke about JRPGs and like absurd weaponry, right? Like ever since Cloud Strife has been a thing in popular culture, like the concept of the hero having an oversized weapon or something and like some goofy ass outfit. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. But
There's pretty much the exact opposite there.
Yeah, I will
Is
say,
the counterpart.
I will say, by and large, Arise up until now hasn't really done that. Everything has been pretty mild in that regard. Like, Alpha's weapons all seem pretty normal. They just seem like swords to me, mostly. I mean, yeah, the flaming blade, but
normal,
I guess.
yeah. A flame sword, normal.
Yeah,
well.
Flame sword. I mean, as normal as like normal's gonna get. Like, normal's a sliding scale. It's a very very functional sliding scale. It's not. It's not until you get Kasara and you see her shield and you're like, there it is. There we go. Okay, now you're playing with anime. Now, perfect.
I'm pretty sure you already had the combo attacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, those aren't anime at all, right?
Yeah. Yeah, most of them are just straight up anime finishing moves. Honestly, I could take any one of those and then put it with the destroyed text from Guilty Gear. Like for the finishing move where it says destroyed. I could literally mix those two things together and they would go perfectly. It would be perfect. So that's all I got. That's my week. A little bit of video gaming, a little bit of recuperation. Back on the horse. We ain't got time to slow down.
That's good. Yeah, for me, thankfully I had a relatively light work week this time because our Wednesday has been a free day, which is nice. Our ironically called day of work, the 1st of May. But it was nice to have a day for putting some meat on the non-George Foreman grill.
Nice.
Spent the day with friends. Had a nice day there. And besides that, I mainly continued Horizon Forbidden West and finally managed to complete the main story of the base game.
Wow, I feel like you got through that quicker than I thought you. Well, how long was it?
I took my sweet time because I did quite a few of the side quests. Technically, the final mission is rated at around level 30, I think it was, or 35 maybe. Which, well, the max level for the base game was 50. And I was at 52 around that.
Oh!
So I definitely took my time in regards to that.
Oh, okay. Cool. I dig that.
Just going through the main mission, if I keep to the story, that I think is relatively short comparatively to what the game can give you. Let's just check what the official times would be. Yeah, about 28 hours would be just the main story.
I keep forgetting this is like an action. This is an action game, so 30 hours isn't.
Action adventure, yeah. It's relatively long due to the open world kind of stuff, but yeah, the complete edition for Zero Dawn was about 29.5 hours. That's with the expansion. And the expansion to Forbidden West, if you keep to the main story, is another 7 hours. So, yeah. Forbidden West is a bit longer than the first game, but it's not that huge. If you do the extra stuff and the completionist stuff, then Forbidden West goes up to 60 and 88.
There you go. There you can. There you go.
There you can spend quite a bit of time. And then obviously there's New Game Plus stuff. So, yeah. That's quite a bit of time that you can spend in it. And I took my time because I'm more in the main plus extra area of time spent. and I still don't have quite a few of the side quests done.
Oh, okay. Shit. Oh!
I just said to myself,
Oh,
yep.
go on. I'm sorry. I had a thought. Sorry.
Yeah, I just said to myself, yep, I'm gonna do some of the side quests. I did some of the upgrading for the weapons and armor, because that's completely separate, because I have to hunt specific animals for that. And I did some of that and then decided, yeah, I'm gonna put the rest to the side and maybe do that later. Because thankfully, with this one, I could just do that after completing the main story. Right? Your thought?
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention I tried out the Steam Deck dock that I bought because
Okay.
I'm turning my Steam Deck into just to like a retro,
Ah.
just for like all the older things I want to play and record and stuff. Because like I want to do PS2 games on my channel, I want to do some PS1 games, and I don't always have a great way to capture those. I do have certain games I have ways to capture, right? Certain games I can get footage from. Like if I wanted to do like Digital Devil Saga from Atlas, I have my PS3. I could do it that way. But I also now have a handheld, which means if I want to do stuff off screen, I have access to it in a handheld format. So, you know, I don't think I need to tell you how much I enjoy a handheld as far as being able to do what I do and multitask.
You doing handheld stuff, you don't say.
Yeah, I know. So I got that set up. I will say I was a little taken aback because there's like so many options for docks. Like you have the Steam dock, you have like the JSOX dock, you have a few others, and I'm sitting here like, well, shit. This is not shit. This is not as simple as other situations where I just pick one. Now I got to figure out which of these is actually any good or not. Turns out they're all basically the same outside of like some build quality.
Pretty similar, yeah.
Looks like they're all pretty similar. Like they all seem like they roughly are this. I mean, not the same, but similar enough.
There's some specific options, for example, for the JSOX one, where you have the additional M2 slot, for example, with it.
Yeah.
But besides that, yeah, probably most are very similar.
So I got that hooked up and ready to go. Already paired up.
Of course.
To it, got my controller paired up, so that's good. I have to now set up either Emu deck or Retro deck. I'm doing my research to figure out which one of those I want to go with. I haven't decided which one I want to settle with as far as which one I really want. I might go Retro deck. I feel like that one has like a whole
quite nice to me.
That one has like a whole like emulation station inspired front end, and I would pretty much keep it on that. I
think it's not inspired; it's based on it. I think.
Yeah. So. That's pretty much where it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on that all the time. Like that's gonna be the new front. Yeah. I'm not using this for Steam. I'm using this for emulation. So, it's going to be on that pretty much like 99.9% of the time. So
yeah, from what I've read, I think it was like one of the big differences was I think EmuDeck makes separate game entries inside the Steam UI, but with RetroDeck you have a launcher for RetroDeck, and then you have all the games in there,
which is what
in the emulation station stuff. Which is I think that's a better way to do it.
I would prefer that versus having to go through the Steam UI. So
yeah,
and so then. And I was ordering my dock, I realized I had a folder of ROMs I was trying to compile for everything. And that folder got a little bit big. Don't know if you know this, but PS2 games when I'm just collecting RPGs. Yeah. So I had to I bought a new thumb drive, just this. This is a 256 SanDisk drive.
Yeah, that's comparatively small.
Yeah, I needed it. I had no way to move all the files otherwise. I would have to move them in like chunks. So now I can move them. So yeah, I'll be doing that next. That's my next thing on the list. So
Neat.
I'll do
I
that.
think I have most of my emulation stuff for the Steam Deck on the micro SD card.
Ah, okay. I technically need that SD card out of the Steam Deck. That's why I switched over to just using the
Mm-hmm.
internal storage for it. Cause I need an SD card, and that has an SD card in it. So I need that SD card. So not buying another one if I don't have to. So I'm just gonna have to pull that one out. All right, ladies and gentlemen. For our first story, I'd like to tell you all about a little, I would say, an avalanche of absolute nonsense over the past.
Are we gonna go for the clown show first?
Oh yeah, I mean,
All right, let's go
yeah,
to the big one.
yeah, no,
Makes sense.
I'm going full on like clown makeup.
Hell yeah.
Okay. This has been a mixture of over the last 2 days. So today's Monday, May 5th, or Sunday, May 5th. Over the last 2 days, we have witnessed.
Yes. Technically 3 days if you count this one as a separate day. So 3rd, 4th, 5th. That's 3 days.
All right, 3 days. All right, over the last 3 days. And this clown show gets fucking wild. So,
oh yeah, it starts off slow.
It starts off slow. Now, because CD is hilarious, he's been tracking this story on our Discord chat, and it's been hilarious. So, this all started when Helldivers 2 officially confirmed and re-announced the fact that due to technical issues on their end during the launch of the game, that they had that they were going to be reinstating or actually enforcing their account linking policy.
Yes.
For Helldivers.
But you have to have a PSN link.
Yeah, you have to have a PSN account. You have to have a PSN account, and you have to link the two together in order for you to play the game.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to just say that I have not engaged with Helldivers, but from the people I've seen, all the content I've watched about this situation, it looks like this account linking thing was something that people should have been aware of when this game launched. Like, it was on the Steam page, was it not? Like, it was. I've seen screenshots.
Yeah, it was on the Steam page, but that's technically just a small blip on there. That's never really present, and you mostly ignore stuff like that because you have your EULA, your third-party account stuff often in there, so that's usually not a big thing. And then if you go into the game and can easily skip it,
right? Okay.
Yeah. So you're not gonna put much thought into that one.
So this gets announced, and they say, and at the time they say, okay, you guys have until May 6th, and at May 6th, we'll be requiring it.
Be mandatory. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Well, this begins.
People did not take it well.
Oh no! Oh no! To say they didn't take it well. So over the span of the next few days, we witnessed probably the greatest tumbling of user ratings I have ever seen in the history of Steam. Now CD has multiple screenshots that he tracked as this went down. So on May 3rd alone, the first one that he showed me, which was, looks like you did that at 8:48 a.m. my time on May 3rd, it was 4,310 negative reviews. At almost 10:30 a.m., it was up to 7.6k negative reviews. By the time 1 o'clock in the afternoon hit, we were already at 15,000. So, okay. So, during this absolute shit show, we had all kinds of amazing things happen and come about this. For instance, there were some Discord mods, I think, for the Discord
on the Helldivers 2 Discord, one specifically.
one specifically who said something to the effect. Actually, you know what? Where is it? No, I don't think I have that actual message. It was something along the line.
There were two things mainly initially. One was someone reacted badly to the whole thing and said, "Yeah, this is going to destroy the community or the goodwill of the community." And then the reaction was something along the lines of, "I thought you were leaving and refunding." So kind of a bit, without context, doesn't look great. There could have been previous discussions that led to that, so let's leave it at that. But the other one was complaining about how this only takes 120 seconds and people shouldn't really be complaining about it. At least certainly not there. Move your complaints over to platforms that matter. So I think it was the phrasing just about. So not exactly a great response, I'll say. Especially given some facts that we later learned about PSN account creation.
Which actually drives the next part of this. So, okay. Fine. This sucks. This isn't great. It becomes, as the next couple days come around, we are informed that, certain countries, many other countries, just can't make a PSN account.
Yep.
Like, at all. They just can't. That's not a thing they're able to do.
Yep.
And that's kind of, garbage, to say the least.
Especially since buying the game from Steam was not restricted at all.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Like, you didn't restrict the game, but... Okay. So, that happens.
And additionally to that, some countries have some specific requirements for creating the account.
Oh.
Like Ukraine, where you can only create the account from a console, like the PS4 and the PS5.
Oh, yes.
You can't create the account from your PC.
Oh, yes. Because people
Which
really
is
want...
Great.
Because people really want to blow upwards of $500 to play a $40 video game.
Absolutely.
Totally. So, by the end of May 4th, by the end of May 3rd, we are now sitting at 27K dislikes or negative responses towards this. And oh boy, it gets really good. So, at this point now, Arrowhead is now basically trying to, crowd control the situation. Because I want to make it clear, this is not Arrowhead's fault. I need to be 100% clear. If anybody who threw shade, blame, or harassment...
At first, it wasn't quite clear who was the pushing force. At first, we saw both things, Sony pushing for it and Arrowhead arguing for it, because some of the community managers also said, yeah, we're doing this so we can ban people in the game, make the game safer for people.
Right.
So it seemed like Arrowhead is also pushing for it.
Right. It seemed like they were a part of it.
Yeah, but as it turns out, that's not the main driving force, it seems.
No, there were multiple things that were being said. Spitz, moderator, said internal discussions are ongoing about the mandatory linking change. And while I can't reveal details, the response from our dev team has been pretty universally negative, and we're looking for better options. If a better solution isn't provided for players who are in regions without PSN coverage, I'm assured that we won't be making the requirement mandatory for those players. We're not going to force people to either break Sony TOS or not play the game. And
because as it turns out, Spitz apparently didn't know that.
Yeah,
So
that'll do it.
he voiced up at the beginning. He voiced off about, why are you complaining so much? It's easy to do.
Yeah, it's easy.
Without knowing that many people just couldn't make an account.
Yeah,
Whoops. Maybe you should have informed yourself first, my guy.
turns out when people have a problem with something, it's not always laziness. Sometimes you just can't do the thing that they want you to do. Like,
And yeah, laziness may, for some, might be a part of it, but there's also the case that people don't really like to create additional accounts for playing games.
and it's
In
not
some
like
cases, you have to, but people generally don't like it.
and it's not like Sony has a resounding history with account safety.
Yeah, that's an additional factor. Yeah. It's not like there have been several security breaches in the last several years with them, like a certain PSN outage some years ago.
So, all this happens. The CEO of Arrowhead actually speaks up and speaks out and says something about it. Keep in mind, it's not really his choice. He's just, I guess, at this point, the house is already on fucking fire. You know, like you gotta do. You're not gonna let the house burn down. You gotta say something. You can't just say nothing. So I do empathize with that at least. Of like, at that point, it's like, well, shit, I gotta say something. If I say nothing, that looks terrible.
And to be fair, from what I've seen, his reactions, his public comments have been decent.
Yeah, they've been all right. They've been about what I'd expect from someone who isn't really obligated to say anything. Like, it's not his fault. Like, he didn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
He hasn't got final say about it, so yeah.
Yeah, he's not. He has no
They're not
real.
publishing the game. They're making it.
So, where does this leave us? Well, this is still a semi-ongoing story, so we're not It's not entirely done, but I do want to talk about a couple of things. One, yeah, no, the ratings are continually going down. We're at 120,000.
Yeah,
now.
to illustrate how much that downfall is. The game at first was at a very positive with all reviews, so, which is pretty much the highest that you can be besides just 100% positive. I think very positive is pretty much the highest.
Yeah.
Or maybe there might be overwhelmingly positive there, but I'm not 100% certain there, but it's pretty much one of the highest, and it had a few 100,000 reviews already. 200, between 200 and 300, I think. And now it's sitting at below 50% at mixed in the overall. With, I think it was 460,000, something like that. Which, it's that much has just, yeah, that's just let's just check the current numbers to be on the safe side. Cause yeah, it's a 47% at 510,000 reviews.
So,
which is decidedly mixed.
So while this was all going on, I had made a comment in our Discord. I want to read this comment because I thought this was funny. At first I said, so we've gone off a cliff through the floor and are approaching the Earth's core. And then by the end of by noon, and at noon I said, we have hit and continued through the core. We have gone through the core of the Earth. I think at this point, CD, we have not only gone through the core, we've come out the other side, and we are just going through space.
I think this is looping. We've gone through a few loops now.
Yeah,
something like that.
So where are we now, ladies and gentlemen? Where has this story left us? So, couple things. One, Steam has taken it upon themselves to basically give out refunds to anyone who asks. Anyone who asks for a refund can get a refund for Helldivers. And
you just have to apply for it multiple times because the first refund request usually goes back because of playtime.
Right.
Because that's automated.
Right, but they will refund you if you do want a refund for Helldivers.
Yeah.
But
there apparently have been several refunds already with noticeable playtimes.
But the story went in a very interesting direction late last night because it appears to be that I guess people are saying Sony did it or Steam did it. I don't know who did it, but they have removed.
Sony.
They have it. All the game has been removed from any listing from any country that cannot make a PSN account. They've just removed the game from Steam for those countries. And in case you're wondering about the number, well, like, it's probably only like a few places, right? Like, right. No, hold up, CD, hold up. I think it would be reasonable. I think it's reasonable that people might think, how many countries can there possibly be that can't make a PSN account? It can't be that many places, right? Like, it can't be that many. Ladies and gentlemen, you sweet summer children. It is an astonishing list. Pirate Software, the fucking YouTube Shorts Chad, who you fucked up. If there are already shorts of him covering this shit on YouTube within hours,
there have been the coverage on this was there has been Thor, so Pirate Software, there has been Mudar, Ordinary Gamers, there has been Asmongold, obviously, and even Louis Rossmann. He made a video.
Louis Rossmann, are you serious?
Yep.
We here. We here.
Yeah.
We're not driving to the party, CD. The party's already here. Oh shit! I didn't know he was in it. Shit.
Yeah.
So, for those of you I have not counted the list of countries. I will have a link to the tweet.
It was around 150 or something like that.
Yeah, I will say Pirate Software did make a really interesting point in one of his tweets where he says, this isn't even the whole list of denied countries. You have to scroll it.
Yep.
So
he made a screenshot, but he also included the link to SteamDB, where the whole list is, and it's a lot.
So for anybody who is skeptical and thinking that there can't be that many places that can't make a PSN account, I would just like to say before you approach this with that mentality, you might want to look at the list. It's a lot bigger than you think. I think we have. I'll be honest with you. When I initially heard about this, I didn't even think the list was that big. I didn't initially, but see, the difference is
who thinks about it?
The difference is I keep my fucking mouth shut, so that's the difference.
Yeah,
I just kept my fucking mouth.
Who thinks about that?
Yeah,
usually,
no one.
You don't have that in your mind. How many countries is PSN in, and how many isn't it in?
So yeah, I'm honestly, it's honestly kind of astonishing how well Sony has managed to murder Helldivers 2.
Yeah. Granted, the player counts have not changed much over the last few days, but this is still a especially if they do a lot of refunds, that's gonna hurt them. Because I think PC has been the main draw for this game.
Yeah, it's been a lot of PC players. So yeah, this is definitely, because I mean we all know Sony ain't gonna refund. Sony ain't refunding shit. They're not gonna refund you for it. They're gonna tell you to eat shit, and deal with it. So
Not with their games. They've refunded other games in the past.
right,
But
yeah, but they ain't refunding you for other
this?
for this, no way. All right, so the rest of the stories on this list are relatively small because it's my fucking birthday, and I wasn't gonna work that fucking hard today on really complex fucking intricate stories. And I told CD this before the show. I'm like, CD, if I want to go on a fucking tangent, I'm just gonna go on a tangent. It's my birthday. I'm gonna do it.
Perfectly fine.
So limited run games has been mentioned on our show. Not a lot. It used to be mentioned a lot because of our old co-host Jennifer would usually buy stuff from limited run, and one of the conversations we would usually have is, "Oh, I'm surprised you didn't just forget that you ordered that. You've waited so long."
Yeah.
You remember those conversations, right? She would be like, "Oh yeah, I ordered this like 8 months ago, and it just now showed." I'm like, "Woman, like I would forget I ordered it. I would be like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" And like, "Wait, I ordered this? What the fuck?"
Oh, I got a package. What was this? Oh.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, now I haven't followed limited run games much. I don't really buy into a lot of this FOMO nonsense that they do. I'm not interested in a lot of it. Like, just by and large, if I want a video game, I'm just going to buy the video game. Look, I'm not a fan of buying something that doesn't have a release date. To me, that to me is instantly a problem. If I don't know if I don't know when it's releasing at all, and you're just giving me a vague idea in the next 6 months, I'm not interested. I'm not buying that. That's dumb. So
especially if you have to pay now and then
right,
get it sometime.
right. I gotta pay you now on the off chance on the trust me bro mentality. Yeah, no thanks.
It's like, okay, I'm gonna pay you now, and I'm gonna expect the package sometime in the span of a year or even longer.
I'm going to pay you.
Some others have long lists like Analog, but
okay, all right, hold on. All right, I am not.
But it's not that comparable.
I am not about to be an apologist for Analog on this one. I'm not. I don't want to be. But you are right. I did buy that. You're right. I did. And the best I had was a general idea when I'd be getting it. But I don't like that you did that. I don't like that you did that. That was not nice. Cause now I'm a hypocrite and I don't like that. That's not funny. I'm upset. I'm gonna deal with you after the show. We gonna talk about this after the show because I'm upset now. Okay, let me get to the point. Get to the fucking point. So apparently they have been doing 3DO games, which are older disc-based console. You've probably heard about it.
A very niche console.
Yeah, very niche. That was actually one of the reasons I wanted to cover this because I didn't know there would be someone actually like producing 3DO games. I just didn't feel like that would be a platform that you would.
Yeah, I'm not sure which game this is, but I suspect it's the Plumbers Don't Wear Ties game.
Ah, okay.
I think that was a 3DO one.
So, I wasn't aware of this going on because I don't follow limited run, so why would I be aware of it?
I usually don't either, yeah.
Right, so you might be wondering, okay, Rezo, this doesn't seem like something you'd normally give a shit about. You're right. Until this happened. Apparently, limited run was shipping out 3DO games on CDR rather than pressed discs. And the best part is they won't even work on real hardware.
Perfect.
Todd Gill at Retrofrog actually has a screenshot of the disc information. And yeah, manufacturer
TDK disc.
TDK disc. It doesn't even work in actual hardware. That is, I don't know how that's
how the hell do you do that?
I mean, okay, so tinfoil moment.
Mm-hmm.
What if they didn't expect anybody to actually try to use it?
Honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised with that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like we'll do a limited run of a 3DO game, and they're like, well, realistically, nobody's really gonna own a fucking 3DO.
Realistically, yeah, who still has a working one?
Yeah, like this is fine. We could just press this shit on some like CDRs that we buy at fucking Target and be done.
That's the thing. They didn't even press it.
Oh,
they just put it in the CD burner and did it like that.
Oh man, that's.
So I'm not even sure if they have a good label on that disc, or if they just wrote it on it. That's what I'm wondering. But at most, it's got to be some printed label that they're glued on it or something. Although it could be printed on the disc, yeah, because some discs had that back then. So maybe they have a disc like that, but even that's not going to look as great as if you have a really good printed disc.
Bro, I would be so pissed. Bro, I would be, oh my god, I would be so livid if I paid money. I paid money for this.
I really wouldn't be surprised if you open it up and it's just a plain CDR where it's written on it, plumbers don't wear ties.
Yeah,
and it's just your usual disc that you can buy in the store where it has all the TDK stuff on it still. I wouldn't be too surprised at this point.
I would be, oh my god. I spent money on this and y'all did this to me? Bro, no.
Yeah, because that couldn't have been cheap. That's the games from Limited Run usually aren't cheap.
No, they're not cheap, not usually. So, yeah, the only reason I'm covering this is because this is such an absurd concept of a story that I had no choice but to cover it.
It's almost another small clown shoes moment.
Yeah, I don't know how you could do that. I just don't. From what I've read, Limited Run is working to address the problem, but my main question is, okay, great, you're doing the right thing, but Limited Run. Hold on.
Have been not letting it get to this point.
No, CD, you're missing the point. Limited Run, you doing the right thing is great. What I want to know is how did you fucking get here to begin with?
Yeah.
Right? Like, think about this for a second. They're in a ditch, right? And we don't know how they got into the ditch. I want to know how you got from point A to the ditch. They're like, oh, we'll fix the car being in the ditch. And I'm like, cool, but how did you get there? Because I don't know how the fuck you did it.
This seems like a ditch where there has been a warning shield before it and a gate and everything, and they still went full speed ahead through the gate.
We're gonna
into the ditch.
We're gonna find out in like a couple of months from now that they just corralled a handful of unpaid interns into a fucking server farm to fucking burn CDs for like 6 hours. That's what we're gonna fucking find out. And when that happens, when that story goes live, I want y'all to know, motherfuckers, I called that shit. If that turns out to be it, I'ma die happy. I'ma take that with me. That's mine. I'm taking that with me. All right. Evo Japan Twitch channels got banned for community guidelines during day 2. This is so crazy because depending on who you were, if you were watching somebody watching the stream or if you were just watching the stream, you had very different interpretation of what the fuck just happened. In my particular case, I was looking at a stream clip from Maximilian Dude, the greatest dude of all time, watching like a multicast of different streams.
Yeah, he had 4 channels or something on there.
Yeah, he had like 4 streams, which, of course, everybody, source, I'll have a link to that clip If you guys want to take a look at it, it's totally worth watching because it's hilarious when it happens.
It's like one after the other. Bing, bing, error, error, error.
So as he's watching like 3 out of 4 of them, instantly cut, done. And Max is like confused, so he refreshes the page, and they're still down. So he goes to eliminate the streams off of the multicast, and he realizes as he's doing, wait a minute, these are all Evo
here.
These are all Evo channels that are suddenly just being taken offline. So what does he do? Easy. He goes and looks up the Evo Japan channel on Twitch, and it's gone.
Yep. Banned by 4 community guideline strikes, which...
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this one. This is such an absurd,
which is kind of weird because apparently Evo has said there has been a login issue, which is weird that it would cause this.
A login issue?
Yeah. That's what the Evo Japan Twitter account released as a reason, that apparently the issue arose due to a login issue rather than a problem with the stream itself, which it's weird that would cause a ban due to a violation of a community guidelines or terms of service. Although terms of service I could see.
Is it maybe
terms of service I could see. Maybe they had an error in the logins.
Maybe they accidentally multi-boxed the fucking stream and Twitch detected it and fucking cut them down.
Yeah,
cut them all.
Maybe they accidentally logged in from multiple locations or something and tried streaming from multiples and something like that. Maybe they mixed up where into which channel they wanted to stream.
That might have been it.
Maybe something like that.
But this is such a crazy notion that like an Evo channel. Now it turns out the stream was only the ban was only for about 41 minutes.
Yeah, which for an event like this can still be a very long time.
Oh, dude, 41 minutes. That's multiple matches. That's multiple matches. That's that's almost an hour, dude. Like that's a considerable amount of time in any fighting game tournament. Like, yeah, no, that's a fuck ton of time. So that is hella impressive. And also,
you could miss a Chun-Li perfect guard or something like that.
Yeah, make history all over again.
Yeah, I did it. No one saw it. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, that is soul crushing. Oh, the greatest moment of your life, and nobody saw it. And and you could tell everybody, and people are like, "Okay, cool, send me the clip from Twitch," and it's like, shit.
Yeah, goddamn it.
Shit. Shit. I don't have it. Damn. All right. So, in a weird piece of news, like not even like bad, but also like weird because it feels fucking random. As I haven't heard anything about this company having problems in the last handful of months. The looks like Kerbal Space Program 2 dev Intercept Games has been shut down.
Yep, that kind of came out of nowhere.
It's being shut down by parent company Take-Two. Well, shit. That is unfortunate.
And apparently there hasn't even been an official announcement for it.
Oh.
Which is weird.
Yeah, but that seems so sudden because I saw this story come up and I'm like, there ain't no way CD just didn't catch if this was something that was already going on. Like, if there was anything about, I feel like one of us would have caught something about this at some point if they were like, if there was like talk about them just getting shut down. So this must have been a hella sudden thing because according to this, job listings on the company website appear to be broken links. Looks like whatever's going on. Looks like they just got nuked from fucking orbit.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I have seen that Kerbal Space Program 2 hasn't had a great reception, and has development hasn't been that quick in early access, but I haven't really heard anything about them being in trouble directly. So that's kind of weird. And although they're apparently claiming that Kerbal Space Program 2 isn't in danger, at least that's what Take-Two says, but who knows?
Yeah, well, in this industry, it's not very uncommon for someone to say everything's fine when the house is on fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just gonna throw it out here, CD. That's not very uncommon. We see this all the time. Guys, everything is fine. There's nothing wrong. Meanwhile, the house is burning down all around them. Fucking, there's chaos. There's nothing wrong, everybody. Everything is fine.
Yeah, and with Kerbal Space Program 2, that's a very apropos image.
Yeah.
Everything's fine, and you see rockets exploding in the background, just everything tumbling down, just a rocket coming from above, landing on the press speaker, and then the camera goes to black. Everything's fine. Don't panic.
No, see, I was thinking more of you have one of the Kerbals standing in front of a rocket, and they're like, "Don't worry, everybody, everything's fine." And as he's standing there saying this, yeah, the rocket just falls the fuck over. That was the mental image I had. That was the mental image I had.
Of it. It falls down on him, and then it starts blasting off just on the ground into the next building.
I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to be rude. I have a text I have to answer real quick. I'm really sorry. Really sorry, guys. I really am. I promise. I don't like to do this. I usually ignore text, but this is actually what I can't not respond to. I'm almost obligated to. So just one
Today you have an excuse.
I feel like I have an excuse most days. I don't feel like I've hit that point yet.
Today you have a valid one.
Someone is saving me some hassle from forcing me to maneuver my near crippled ass down the stairs to bring me something. So I was telling them thank you for the kindness of being nice enough to bring it back.
Go.
Hey, CD, I need you to take it easy there, CD. You're not Kylie. You're not.
That's just the second glass. It's just the second one. Cheers.
Just the second. You are right, though. You are very right. God, this was we're 50 something. If this was Kylie, she'd be on glass 7. Kylie, listen. If you're watching or listening, nothing but love for you, sweetheart. But you know I'm right. Nothing but love for you.
In theory, they're still streaming their current episode, so maybe there's something to it.
Yeah, I might have to go ask how many glasses of wine did you get through today? All right, our last story for today is one where I gotta be honest, man. When it comes to Square Enix and losses, I genuinely think sometimes this is like a coffin of their own making. I really do, because so often with Square Enix, they'll put something out that, by all account, for anyone else does very well, right? But then Square Enix is like, oh, it woefully underperformed. Wait, did it though?
Well, by their expectations.
Yeah, by their ridiculous expectations, it has woefully underperformed. And honestly, man, I don't know. So, Square Enix declares a $140 million loss amid game pipeline shakeup. Now, okay, I want to talk about a few things about Square Enix that probably contributes to to their so-called loss that they're suffering, because I think there is some context here, because given the screenshots the writer for this article used, I think these two are relatively fair assessments. These two games are relatively fair. Here's the thing. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, right? There's already been talk that that game underperformed. Now, we've talked about it on this show before, but let's put that into perspective. It underperformed. It was like a Sony exclusive, wasn't it? It didn't come out...
PS5 exclusive, yeah.
It was a PS5 exclusive. It didn't come out on Xbox. It has not released on PC yet, which we know it will. It will release on PC probably some point in the next handful of months. Or probably the next handful of months. We've already talked about the install base for the PS5 at this point in time is nothing compared to the install base of the PS4 around...
Yeah, it's about half, let's say.
Oh, yeah, about half. About half. Around the same time, like around the same amount of time that has already transpired. So, Square, let me inform you of something, all right? If the only way for you to make a profit, if the only way that you can predictably make a profit is for you to somehow think that you're going to put a game in the hands of every single owner of every single console, Square, I really need you to like take a step back off the ledge real quick and really reevaluate. All right, that's not a thing. Nobody does that. Like there are very few games that could, like, maybe Nintendo could with Mario Kart 8. Maybe I could see Nintendo getting pretty fucking close. I don't think they'd actually do it, but Nintendo also wouldn't hinge like their success that year for their financial report on the idea that they're going to put a copy of this game in every single household with every single console. That's not a reasonable, conceivable thing that you would ever imagine.
Although in this case the loss is less because of something like that, but actual cancellations of things.
Just canceling stuff. Well,
yep, canceling things in development, although they don't state which developments those were, from what I've seen.
I'm sure
they didn't specify what it was.
Maybe they canceled some of those NFT projects they had in mind.
Maybe.
Yeah,
possible.
Genesis something. They had some NFT thing that they were.
Yeah, you're right. I think that was the project, the Paradise Eve related thing, right?
Yeah, something like that.
There was something there. That might have been. We don't have any details on that, but yeah, it's certainly been. It's interesting how they call it content abandonment losses. So they have content for stuff and they just chuck that out.
$140 million, though.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
Now, granted, I don't necessarily that's a lot of money to like a plebeian like myself, but obviously they saw it fit to abandon that content, so that they might have already chalked it up. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, we're taking a loss on this one because this isn't gonna pan out. So who knows? Maybe
it's either stuff that they just don't want to do anymore, like NFT stuff. Maybe.
Hey, Square.
Otherwise, it could also be something they tried, or maybe some DLC they tried, but they said, nah, this isn't gonna work. Who knows?
Square, listen up. Square, sit down. I need you to come on in close to Papa Rezo and Uncle CD real quick. It's really important. I need you to fucking listen. If I find out you canceled that HD 2D remake of Dragon Quest III that you guys were working on, that you guys have said nothing about since its initial trailer, and I find out you canceled that shit, I am coming to your office and slapping you individually.
Each and every one of them, and then you're gonna start it all over again.
Yeah, I'm slapping the shit out of every single person in your office individually. Don't you let me find out that's what the fuck you canceled, because if that's what it turns out it was, I'm gonna be fucking upset. I am still waiting for word on that fucking game. That is ridiculous. It's taken this long. it cannot. There's no way development for doing something for Dragon Quest 3, a game that has already existed multiple times, should take this long. I don't know. I just have a hard time. But it must be like development hell, or it's already done and Square just doesn't want to release it.
Or maybe they don't have as many people working on it in comparison because of Rebirth, because of maybe Dragon Quest 12.
I forgot about Dragon Quest 12. I legit forgot that was even a thing that was gonna happen. Shit. Yeah, you're right. Dragon Quest 12. I forgot about that. Shit. Okay, fair enough.
And we did have a recent replacement of a certain series producer for Dragon Quest at Square.
Yeah.
Which might have led to, well, he might have led to problems with development of those two titles. So who knows?
I guess we'll find out or never find out.
At this point, yeah, there's not much chance, but just wait and see.
So this article also states that recently 2 rumors swirled that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Square Enix latest tentpole release, had underperformed in sales, although analysts have suggested that this conclusion may have been drawn somewhat prematurely. Yeah, no, I think that analysis is incredibly premature.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, that's not being taken in proper context to imagine that it underperformed.
Yeah, especially given the relatively short exclusive time for the game, just 3 months.
Yeah, to say I don't think that's a reasonable assessment, but who am I? I'm just a guy, right? Just a fucking dude. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the stories for today. Gonna be honest, definitely a far easier week than usual. Very
funny week.
Sony shitting the bed is definitely not something I'm ever going to object to seeing. You know, I'm here for Sony shitting itself as much as the next guy, honestly. And if that's how Sony wants to get down, that's how Sony's going to get down. They go shit they pants. So if they want to shit, let them shit. I don't know what to tell you. Sony's incredibly good at it. This is what they've been known for the last handful of years, is shitting the bed whenever things go well. Don't know why they do this, but they do. I wish they'd fucking
sabotaging themselves.
Wish they'd fucking stop. Sony, like I don't get it. Like y'all really out here thinking you could be as dumb as you want. Like that's ridiculous. Like there's no consequences.
I wonder which flag they would wave at surrendering.
Oh. I'll get back to you on that one. I
have to think up a reasonably weird one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna have to be weird. All right. So, hope you all enjoyed this week. It has been a relatively easy day for me so far. I gotta get like an episode ready for today for this to go up tonight, and then try to get other stuff done, because I have another like 4-hour stay at the hospital this week where I get there at noon. I get there at noon. I'm there until 4, and then it's another hour drive back. So, that's fun. As always, everybody, you can find us on a variety of streaming platforms such as Apple, Google, and Spotify. And you can also find us on YouTube for our video show that we do every week, but gets posted whenever it gets posted.
Whenever it's ready.
Whenever it's ready. That's the best you're going to get from me. I'm not committing beyond that. Turn-based Cynics.
Hell yeah.
There's no commitment here, ladies and gentlemen. Do not expect commitment. This is not the show for commitment. This is just me doing my best. Other than that, guys, I don't know what else to tell you. Shit. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this Helldiver story turns out, and whether or not Sony's willing to drive this clown car directly off a cliff. It is Sony.
More than they already have. Yeah.
It is Sony. It wouldn't surprise me if they decided to full send this shit and just drive the car directly off the cliff. I don't want to see a good game. I don't want to see a good game like lose its reputation. But it looks like Sony's okay with seeing a good game lose its reputation. So
yeah.
Sony doesn't seem to have a fucking problem with it, which is crazy because like Sony is like the one group of people who have been fucking like a fat kid running behind fucking trends trying when they had that stupid idea of releasing like 12 or 15 fucking live service games or some bullshit. And then somebody, I don't know who, but somebody woke up from their fucking drug-infused stupor and went, oh wait, that's a really dumb idea.
Yep.
Oh, that's really dumb. No.
Yeah.
So, well, I'd like to think that people wouldn't, nuke their own project. It's also Sony, and I'm not going to put it by them. I think they've totally. I think I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% convinced that Sony won't follow through with this stupid decision. And given the fact that Sony thought it was a better idea to just remove all the countries that couldn't make a PlayStation account off of Steam, versus backtrack on the linking thing.
I mean, it's a first step potentially. We'll see what happens there.
That kind of
probably the first, an easier first step, I'd say.
Well, I think you can also look at that as just being, okay, we don't want more people to end up buying this that are going to get screwed on this, so let's just remove them. But the thing is, the fact that they removed it versus just like reevaluating their decision to link accounts and then backtrack doesn't exactly lend itself to me that they're going to like make the right choice. I'm not 100% convinced, because like in my mind, if the house is on fire at this point, if the house is on fire at that point, like it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to just be like, well, I'm going to fix this anyways. Might as well just remove all these countries off the fucking list of people who can buy the game. No, no, you just fix the fucking problem. You know what the problem is. It's not like you don't know how to fix this. This isn't like an unknown quantity. This isn't a programming problem. This is easy. Just don't make people just don't make people have to make a fucking account. Like, this isn't hard.
Yeah, I mean, in part it is a programming problem, because they have to then find other ways to do what they wanted to do through their linking, like the whole banning thing and all, but it's still very much solvable.
Yeah, no, it's incredibly solvable. It's just whether or not Sony makes the right decision on how to solve it. That's the that's the problem. But hey, everybody, this is an ongoing story, and I'm more than interested to at least see how this story plays out. I'll be honest, you're probably not going to hear about it unless something really big happens. I'm trying to keep to my policy. So unless something really big comes out of it, you probably won't hear about it. But
unless there is a resolution,
yeah, you're probably not going to hear about it. But we will not leave this story. We will not leave this story unfinished. You have my word on that. And anyways, everybody, have a fantastic weekend. Weekend. One of those two. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.
We did it. It's over.
Yes.
It's done.
Yeah.
I did it. Fuck it. Hour and 14, baby.
Yeah.
Let me press the stop recording button before I fucking forget.